This is 4-point kneeling on the Cadillac, working on hip glute extension. So in this position here, we're in 4-point kneeling. The foot is going to come underneath the foot bar. Yep, like right up. That's it. Now it might take a little bit of like rearranging to make sure that everyone's happy with their position. And in this position here, you're going to extend through your leg. Yep, and then come back down. Great. Now, there can be different goals to this movement. We can be just working on hip extension control. Push up. We can be working on lumbar pelvic control if I down spring. So maintain stable here, don't move much. That's it, and then come back down. We can also be working on upper thoracic and cervical control while we're getting that glute hip knee activation. I use this a lot for people who have hip OA because often they're not getting into end of range knee hip extension, but it can actually be quite challenging for them to maintain this position. So that is when I might use a box. Lift up. So coming into a short position. Yep, literally just lay over the box. Yep, so the box is maintaining a massive amount of stability. Yep, foot onto the bar. Yep. Tummy is on, so they're still getting some kind of activation, then extend through that leg. And that can be a lot more glute activation. They feel much more safer and supported here. And it could be a nice regression if they don't have lumbar pelvic control in this position. Well done. And like here, you can do 100 things. You can pulse. So we're working at end of range hip control. Great. I want you to maintain this position and I want you to keep this still and just pulse through your knee. So you're maintaining that flexion. Yep. Great. And that might be for our cyclists who are really struggling at top down position, or our sprinters who are really struggling to get hamstring control. Well done. How'd you go?
My foot was just
If people struggle with this, you can also coach to get a bit more knee control. So bring your, a bit more hamstring activation. So in this position here, you might need to just wiggle down a bit. Yep, well done. Yep. Again, it's a lot of setup, but by adding that extra bit of proprioception, you can get a lot more glute activation because they have to maintain that knee flexion moment. Now in this position, there we go, well done. If people are still struggling in this position, you can also go long box and they can just kind of lie and drape themselves over the box. Often this might be a nice position for girls who have SIJ stuff like in pregnancy. You just want to make sure that you're watching that pelvic shearing moment and that they're tolerating this kind of load well. So you generally are watching what are symptoms like during, but often how cranky are they after. In those kind of clients, I'd coach you to just do a little bit at the start and then reassess to see what their rebound or delay of symptoms are post before you add a massive amount of repertoire in that position.